नित्यानन्देश्वरसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Sri Mahants, Mahants, Kotaris, Tanidars, sitting with us through Nityananda TV, Sadhana TV, and two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha all over the world. The city is sitting with us in two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha all over the world. Ohio, Los Angeles, Guadalupe, Seattle, Indrani, New Jersey, Oklahoma, London, Kashi, China, Melbourne, Tiruvarur, Hyderabad, Gupta Kashi, Varanasi, Los Angeles, Hollywood, Toronto, Oman, Surrey, Canada, Minot, North Dakota, Charlotte, Tiruvannamalai, Madurai, North San Antonio, Winston-Salem, Madurai 2, Hyderabad, next to Hyderabad, Vanka City, Oklahoma, Clutch, Romania, Hong Kong, Sirgari, Houston, Singapore, and lot more cities are joining. And San Jose, so many are joining. Dubai, Vaidyanadam, and I don't think I can read out all the names. Okay. Anyhow, I welcome all of you with my love and respects. We'll enter into the Upanishad mantra. Ishavasyamidagum yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita ma krita kasya sviddanam. Chanting is done just to retain the Padaveda. Please understand. Chanting is done basically to retain the Padaveda tradition. Means each guru, when they orally transmit these Upanishad mantras, they will have their own accent. That accent differences are only called Padaveda. To retain the Padaveda only, chanting is done. Listen. Today I'll expand on the last part of this sutra. Isha vashyamidagum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita makrita kasya sviddanam. Whatever is, which is changing and established in changing, is filled by consciousness, pure consciousness. Listen. Whenever change is happening, outside you, inside you, do not feel life is sadistic. It is punishing you. It is taking away something which you really like or with which you settle down just now. Ability to understand every change is a possibility for you to reinvent yourself, is renunciation. Understand? Raga means obsession, attachment. Araga means detachment, dead. Viraga means understanding. The change is established in change and that is filled with consciousness. Every change is done with tremendous compassion and consciously. Please understand, no change is an accident. Constantly looking at the life as an accident is the attitude of atheist. Understanding whether the way it happens or the way you perceive is a conscious happening is living Advaita. The way it is happening outside, the way you perceive inside, both, if you think it is accident, you are an atheist. If you understand it is conscious happening, you are living Advaita. Whether something happening outside or something perceived inside, look in. Look in. How many times you cursed life? And what kind of an idea you have about life and others? If you think life and others are cruel, constantly exploiting, demanding, non-caring, non-supportive, whatever, then be very clear, you are atheist. You are atheist. Do not think atheism or theism is dependent on whether you believe God exists in the form of deity or not. Atheism or theism is dependent on whether you understand God exists as everything or not. As long as you cognize, why me? Why me? Why me? And life is taking away the things which you really enjoy. Life is sadistic. Be very clear. All the happenings of your life, you look at it as accident. But the change established in change, if I have to use a little better word, change square. Actually, why Upanishads are using the word Jagatyam Jagat? Change established on change. Oh, because even your perception, it is all changing, will change. Even your perception, things are changing, will change. Even that is not complete perception. If you ask me, then complete perception, there is no change, Swamiji? No. Neither it is changing is a complete perception, nor it is not changing is a complete perception. It will change as long as the perception need to change. It is like in the dream you are feeling 3 tigers are chasing you and you are shouting, oh, save me, give me AK-47. Is there nobody to give me AK-47 and save me? Your friend hears you shouting, screaming in the dream, and he just slaps you and wakes you up. At that moment you will feel, wow, appa, I am free of this nightmare. And you will thank the friend. After a few days, even you will forget you had a nightmare and you will be shouting at him, why did you wake me up? I was having such peaceful sleep. And that friend has to take the blame. You think, why did you wake me up? I had such a peaceful sleep. You forget you were suffering and he woke you up. By that, he released you from the suffering and torture you were going through in your dream state. After waking up, you forget what was going on in the dream state and you think, oh, such pleasant sleep, he woke me up. That's exactly what I am going through with you guys. Many people forget from what kind of a past they have been pulled out. And when they are pulled out, they feel, wow, what a great thing Swamiji has done by saving me from this lifestyle and depression and suffering and torture. But after some time you forget that nightmares you had. Only you remember the sleep you are having. Because after waking up, now you have the responsibility of life. In the dream, whether tiger is chasing you or you are dancing with somebody, you have no responsibility. End of the dream, you have no responsibility. But when you are woken up, when you are awake, you have a responsibility to live. Sometimes this responsibility to live seems big torture when you think the change established on change is accidents continuously happening. Understand? Your attitude towards life and others decides, are you going to grow more and more consciously, or are you going to rewind, recoil into unconscious zone? If you think, I think that dream state was much better than this waking state. There are only 3 tigers were chasing me. Here so many people are chasing me. Then naturally, consciously you plan to rewind, recoil. Listen. All daydreaming is nothing but withdrawing from the waking state due to your own conscious decisions. Your own conscious decisions. Understand this word. Understand everything, whether you perceive something as change, which is established again in change, everything is happening with tremendous compassion. Your desires are respected. Your intentions are revered. You, with all your demands, requests, is received and accepted by life. Please understand, life is here to celebrate itself through you. Life is here to celebrate itself through you. Life is not sadistic. There is no such thing as life pulling something out of you. It goes on expanding, 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 adding itself through you. First of all, get out of this basic pattern. Am I qualified for all these things? Which you deeply carry inside. Everything you are having and you want to have, you are qualified for all that and much more, because life is celebrating itself through you. Please understand, you may not be qualified to have all of them, but life is qualified to celebrate all this through you. See that a deep-rooted pattern of self-doubt. Am I qualified for all this? That self-doubt will not allow you to be blissful more than 10 minutes. For 10 minutes, if you are blissful, it cannot stand. Are you qualified? Oh, you are jumping around. Let's see how long it goes. You will see in 10 minutes something will come and you will collapse. You yourself constantly preparing you for collapsing, collapsing, collapsing. It's unfortunate, even you don't believe you are qualified for celebration. As long as you think life is accidents happening, even if you feel joyful, have I done enough tapas for this? Why is this happening? Maybe by mistake it is happening. Let's see. In few hours it will become all right. Understand? Only when you come to the cognition, the change established in change is consciousness. Only from that context, tena tyaktena vunjita makrita kasya sviddanam can happen. With this, you see the second line is beautiful. It says with this means the context of the first line, you may enjoy. All enjoyment will happen to you only if you are clear it is consciously delivered to you, not accidentally stolen by you. Please understand, as long as you feel you are not qualified, you will be stealing. The more you are stealing, more you will feel insecure. The more insecure you feel, more you will feel you are not qualified. the first verse of the first Upanishad asks you to break that pattern. Understand, whatever change, whether you perceive it as good or bad, is consciously done to you by the higher consciousness which is more intelligent than you. With this, if you look at your life with this cognition, suddenly you will see, for all the so-called bad things, you will see the reason. Wow, life is asking you to reinvent yourself. For all the good things, you will see you are qualified. Life wants to celebrate through you. Understand, the moment you understand you are qualified and life wants to celebrate through you, you will settle with so much of peace and joy. You will settle with so much of peace and joy. It will take away the insecurity you carry. It will break the insecurity you carry. The moment you know you are qualified, you will not bother to covet anyone's due. Kasya sviddanam, makrida kasya sviddanam. You will never feel like coveting, grabbing somebody's wealth. Wealth does not mean only money, gold, jewelry and all that. Even coveting, grabbing somebody's attention. Coveting, grabbing, stealing, anything which belongs to somebody. Please understand, I am defining this word covet. Kasya svid. I am defining. Anything which you take from others which is not enriching them is coveting. Anything by enriching them they offer is offering. Understand? The whole life, all transactions, either coveting or offering. Whether it is a simple smile or $1 billion. Simple smile or $1 billion. Anything. If you are enriching and they share it, it is offering. If you are not enriching and taking it, it is coveting. I tell you, keep your accounts free. That's the best way to prepare yourself for your death. My accounts is free. This moment, if I want to leave the body, my accounts is free. I have not coveted anything from anybody. It was always enriching, 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 enriching. From that, anybody shared anything that was offered. So the cycle of life, I have functioned in this cycle of life only by enriching, enriching, enriching. Decide. Please listen. It has nothing to do with quantity. Sometimes even a small stone will be stuck. Sometimes even this huge stone ball can be rotating and in the water. I have seen the fountains where the pressured water lifts the huge stone ball and the stone ball rotates in the pressured water. So when you are flowing with enriching, your whole life will flow beautifully like the ball rotating or floating in the water. No friction. All around you, life is completely lubricated. No incompletion. All around you, life is beautifully flowing. So decide whether it is your career, personal life, relationships, even with your body. Even with your body, do not covet pleasure from your body. Whenever your body feels tired and you continue to do some action because you think it brings pleasure, it is coveting from your own body. Whether it is relationship with your body, relationship with other person, your career, your attitude towards the life and world, human society, anybody, decide from today, ma kritakasya sviddanam, tena tyaktena punjita, ma kritakasya sviddanam. I tell you, the first instruction by Upanishad. The first line was not instruction, it was a truth revealed. Isha vasyam idaggum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. It's a truth revealed. The second line is an instruction. Tena tyaktena punjita makridakasya sviddanam. It's an instruction. Understand? A person goes on enriching, goes on enriching. Even if he is offered, never gets bound. Understand? Does not get bound. When you don't enrich, anything you take is coveting and you are bound by it. Coveting brings bondage and karma and after effects. Upanishads are beautifully declaring. Actually, if you understand the first line and set your cognition, second line is the after effect, the result of it. The only thing you need to renounce is the things you don't have, but still you are thinking you have and living with it. You just need to renounce what you don't have. You don't need to renounce what you have. That's the truth. Fear. Unnecessary greed for the things you don't have. All these, if you look, all of them are actually you don't have. What is fear? Apprehension about something which has not happened, which is not reality. What is greed? Wanted to have something, obsessed about something, which is again not there. Listen. End of the day, getting comfortable with fear and greed or becoming powerless because of fear or greed, both getting comfortable with greed, becoming powerless due to fear, both are foolishness because the change is established in change. And that is also pure consciousness. See, you see a knife in the hands of a thief, robber who is standing next to you, and you see a knife in the hands of your mother. Both are knife. But how you respond to both knives? Mother playfully puts the knife near the neck of a child and says, "Are you not afraid?" The child says, "No." "Are you not afraid of the knife?" "No, I am not afraid of the knife because it is in your hand. It's in my mother's hand." Understand, the life's knife is in the hands of pure consciousness, which is intelligent, compassionate, and loves you. It is not in the hands of a robber. Other than the idea you are violated, you can never be violated. You can never be violated. You can go on trying to convince everyone you are getting violated. In that process, because you repeat it so many times, you make everyone believe, you also start believing you are violated. Otherwise, no one is violated. Understand? Having a clarity, the consciousness fills everything. By the consciousness, all this is filled. See, understand? If you look at with this cognition, you will have answer for 1,000 questions you cherish. Oh, if everything is consciousness, why there is so much suffering in the world? I don't want to justify that. It may look insensitive. It may look insensitive to the people suffering, poverty. If I make a statement, it will look insensitive, but I tell you, I completely have an understanding. I don't have that question anymore. If your cognition changes, you will also have answer for that question, but you will not be able to utter it for others. There are many answers you can't utter because it will create only more crass questions, not the solution. If I give answer for this question, oh, if everything is consciousness, why there is so much poverty in the life? It will only create more crass questions and people will feel hurt about their insensible sensitivities. Now these people would go on question me, why there is so much poverty, this, that. Have they got down even one day to the ground and tried to eliminate people's poverty? But if I give any spiritual answer for it, they will use that to project that I am insensitive, but they themselves have never done anything sensibly to remove the poverty about which they are crying. I have done more. Actually, most of the time, answers are taken for the sake of offending or defending their strategy. That is why for some problems, the right cognition you need to have is given, so automatically answer happens in you. Understand I tell you. Understand this one truth. Everything is consciousness. So, neither your secret crush or the fear of getting crushed, both will become meaningless when you understand everything is consciousness. Secret crush, fear of getting crushed, both will become meaningless when you understand whole life is consciousness. This is going to be the punchline today. For the Facebook preachers, so today's line for the Vakyartha Sadas, today's concept for the Vakyartha Sadas is how the crush and fear of getting crushed will get crushed with this cognition, Isha Vasyam Idagum Sarvam. How Isha Vasyam Idagum Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat. This cognition, if you make this truth as your cognition, how that will crush the secret crush and the fear of getting crushed. The secret crush you carry about everything, wealth, people, positions, powers, this throne. That's why I've changed it. Now, so many people have a secret crush for the throne. Mahadeva is the being who doesn't have anything seeing which people will have a crush. Old bull and all ordinary, some tree beads is ornament, and the smashana basma, the ash from the burial ground, cremation ground, everything he has, no one will have crush. All the things Vishnu has, people will have a secret crush. Shamantaka, Pitampara, Mukuta, all the best things. And the Miss Universe, Lakshmi, everything Vishnu has, people will slowly develop secret crush. But with Mahadeva, nothing, you can't have any secret crush. Understand, when you bring this Isha Vashyam Idagum Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat as your cognition, your secret crush and fear of getting crushed, both will be crushed. Only then, only from that context, Tena Tyaktena Munjida Makrida Kasya Sviddanam happens. Only in that, Tena Tyaktena Munjida Makrida Kasya Sviddanam happens. So understand, even if you are demanding attention from somebody without enriching that person, it is coveting. It is kasyasvit. And I tell you, as long as you have one small secret part of you which you believe is a powerful strategist keeping your life together, Ramakrishna says beautifully, this crow thinks is very brilliant and intelligent, nobody can throw stone at him or kill him or anything. Finally he goes and eats filth. I used better word. He goes and eats the filth. Same way, the secret corner of you which you believe is a powerful strategist and takes all most intelligent decisions and keeps your life together, about which you are very proud of. That part of you understand is exactly like crow. Acts very intelligent, thinks it can covet everyone's wealth, and it is very brilliant. Finally, just because of that small part of you, your whole life is spread with the fear, self-doubt, self-hatred and self-denial. I tell you, you are really a better person than you imagine who you are. This clarity, if it comes to you, you will understand even secretly you don't need to plan for this kasyasvit. See, most of us go on planning for kasyasvit, coveting. Either we wait for opportunity to do it without getting caught, or we wait for the courage to do without getting caught. Opportunity or courage. But decision from your very being, no, from now only enriching. I am not saying don't charge for the services you are offering, no. All I am saying is give more, so that what is given back to you is only an offering, not coveting. Krita ma krita kasya sviddanam. Exactly the word krita, ma krita, means do not covet. Understand, non-stealing, non-demanding brings you freedom, and realizing you don't need to brings you the ultimate freedom. Realizing you don't need to brings you ultimate freedom. Keeping yourself in the cognition of Ishavasyam idagum sarvam. Ishavasyam idagum sarvam. Yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Keeping yourself in the context of by the consciousness all is filled. Whatever moving there is, which is established in ever moving. Understand? All your secret strategies for Makrita, for Krita, for coveting, only brings SDHD, self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial in you. So drop all the plans you have secretly for coveting and understand honestly, sincerely, you don't need to covet and you can live your life by go on enriching. Enriching can be an amazing, powerful, ultimately secured and showering lifestyle. Coming to this conclusion is completion. Coming to this cognition that enriching will be an amazing, powerful, secured, showering lifestyle is completion. The day you come to the conclusion consciously, enriching is the amazing, ultimate, secured, showering lifestyle. You come to completion and all the fears disappear. All the fears disappear. The freedom simply happens. That day is your enlightenment day. That moment is the completion moment for you. So today's subject for the Vakyartha Sadas, for all our ashrams, temples, gurukuls, Balavidyalayas, how the cognition of Ishavasyam idadgum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat can remove all the secret crush and fear of getting crushed in our life. How that cognition can remove the secret crushes you carry and the fear of getting crushed you carry in your life. This is the subject for today's Vakyartha Sadas. So with this, I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Advaita, eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nityananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.